Hey everybody, Shane Presley here with Rock Paper Podcast. Hey, I have a bunch of exciting news to share with you. First off, June 11th, join us at Naked Vine for 1 year of the Singer-Songwriter Storytelling Showcase. And I'll be bringing along my good friends Susie Bassino and Michael Eisenbeis of Find a Drive, and Michael Flynn and Dustin Brown of Waiting for Flynn. So 4 writers sitting on stools, sharing stories behind these songs. We'll have some grilled cheese going that night also, so come on out hungry. And so live music starts at 7. We'll have a $10 cover for the evening and all kinds of wine, whiskey, tequila, and local craft beers for you. So come on out and celebrate with us. If you haven't been out to Naked Vine, let me tell you about my friends out there. Brian's been running a great spot, bringing all kinds of wonderful music out there to Chesterfield, Missouri. You can swing by and visit them for some great live music this week. On Thursday, May 30th, Phil and Carson of the Scandaleros out there. On May 31st, Slop Arm. And on Saturday, June 1st, The Big Idea. You can find all these listings and more at their website, nakedvine.net. Be sure to follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. We also want to tell you about another big party coming up. We're celebrating 5 years of Rock Paper Podcast on June 22nd at Broadway Oyster Bar. And this party, I'm really excited about it. I mean, it's crazy to think that this show's already going 5 years. But we're gonna do it up big with Amanda Fish Band, Tony Campanella Band, and Odds Lane. Again, June 22nd, Broadway Oyster Bar. It's an $8 cover for the evening. Music starts 10 o'clock, and we'll have great food, of course, from Broadway Oyster Bar. We'll have cold drinks all night long. Do not miss this party, guys. It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait to see you all there. And extra added bonus, it'll be my 34th birthday party too, so I'm really excited to celebrate with all of you. Let me tell you also about my friends at Joseph Meyer Club. If you haven't checked it out yet, head on over to josephmeyerclub.com and try out their brand new foaming aftershave. I've been using it myself. I love it. I think it's a wonderful product, and I think you all will really like it too. You can try it today for 20% off using my promo code RPPJMC20 during checkout. Again, josephmeyerclub.com. Be sure to follow along with them also on Facebook. Well, thanks everybody for listening. I hope you are having a great day today. And before I get out of here, I wanted to give a big shout out to Rock University Festival Awards. They named this show Best Podcast this year. Took home the award on Sunday night. It was an absolute thrill. So thank you all for voting. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for sticking with me for 5 years now. Let's keep this thing going. So appreciate you all, and again, have a great day. Thanks everybody.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Jessica Hitchcock, and you're listening to the Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Jessica Hitchcock. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
This is very cool. I'm excited to be here. We're hanging out actually in your art studio at your home, and this is fun. I'm glad that we've kind of become buddies over the last while now. Maybe, I don't know, a year or something, I think.
Yeah,
probably.
It's been about a year.
Obviously through your husband, friend of the show, Matt Hitchcock, and you guys have been coming out supporting some of my shows out there at Naked Vine, and I've been obviously running into you at
Hitchcock and the Hitman shows and all that stuff. So we keep talking. Usually it's at a bar somewhere. So I thought it would be cool to where we can actually get to talk and get to know a little more about everything that you're up to. And so that's what this show is really good for. A quiet opportunity to sit and talk. So
Yeah, very good.
but I do know just a little bit about you. I do know that like you recently made the jump to doing art full time, which is very exciting. I'm sure it's just like anything, it's crazy to trying to take a new opportunity and all this stuff. So, but I kind of want to talk to you about that. Like, what's that? How do you make that decision I want to do this full time now?
Well, it was definitely several years in the making. So it wasn't just a one-day decision. It was something that I picked up painting again in 2016. And from there, it just kept growing. I kept getting orders and commissions, and I was in more galleries and shows and events and art fairs. And it just kept growing and taking up more and more of my time, which was fantastic. So eventually, like 2017, I actually started my business, which is Jessica Hitchcock, LLC, and I would be waking up before work. So 4:30, 5 a.m., I'd be painting, and then I'd go to work full-time, and then evenings and weekends would be painting, doing events. It was really just nonstop. And come 2018, I had a lot of opportunities. My artwork was on a wine bottle that was featured around the country at Costco's.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, so it was just a lot of fantastic things were happening. And I know my husband mentioned to me, we were just kind of talking, and he said, is this something you think you could do full time? You really are investing a lot of time into it, and things are going really well. And I do accounting and bookkeeping. That's my forte as well. So I said, well, let me crunch the numbers and see if this is sustainable. And it definitely was. And so from there, it was more of making benchmarks and putting together goals, and financially, what did I want to have saved up, to feel comfortable to make the transition and how to go about that. So it was really several years in the process, a lot of planning, and yep. And then one day it was just kind of, okay, this is the date where I think would be good to make the transition. So that was this February.
I think, that's huge, like to be able to focus on it, like as much of that now. But I think that's a pretty important part too, just like the fact that like to believe in yourself enough to take a chance, it's like a lot of people are even afraid to get to that part, it's like they might try to juggle it all, but I think like, I'm sure as you've probably noticed too, like, more opportunities start coming about just because of that too. Like, it can go both ways, I guess, but it's just exciting. Like now more opportunities are happening for you and stuff. And as you can commit to this full time now. So.
Absolutely. And over time, things just kind of grow. It just snowballs. One opportunity leads to another and another, and it just keeps growing, and just very blessed that's happened.
Yeah. So we're, I guess we'll take me back a bit though. Like, before we got to that part, I guess was art always there? Were you drawing and stuff and painting, as a student, and stuff through school, or when did you really kind of like find you had something here, like doing this?
It was really in high school where you just take those classes, just the electives, and it was just something I enjoyed, and I recognized that I was gifted in that area, and my mom was an artist as well, so it just kind of made sense. But when I went to college, I really didn't have anything initially set in my mind on what I was going to do or be, so I did still take some studio courses in college, so I do still have some educational training, but I don't have a degree in it. I really focused on my bachelor's of business administration is what I ended up getting. And I was going to have a minor in visual arts. I was maybe 2 classes away from it, but we moved to St. Louis right around that time. So I didn't get the degree, but it was perfectly fine because I still had a fair amount of training, and it was really, business was my main focus at that time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you, now as far as your art, is it always painting, or do you get creative in other ways too?
For the most part, my creation really is painting. Mm-hmm. But from the business aspect, I don't just sit in the studio and paint all day. It'd be fantastic. But the fact that it's a business, and that I'm running, I'm really painting maybe 40% of the time. And the business is 60% of the time, because really it's being on top of my financials and the marketing and advertising and looking for opportunities and fulfilling things that I have currently in place. So. So it's still a lot.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you dabbled in with clay and a sketch or any of the other stuff too.
No, just painting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, like you're saying, like obviously when we're all in school and we get to go do some of that stuff, and excuse me, I had a lot of fun with it, but just never, even now today, like Stacy will go to some of those wine painting classes and stuff, and I can have a lot of fun with it, but I definitely don't have an eye for it. It's like I have a hard enough time with it. I don't know, but anyway, it's like I said, it's fun, but I don't know that I could. It's never been my thing to make it full time. Obviously, and that's why people like yourself. That's what that's what you do. But that's what you do. Like, but I really appreciate it. It's fun to see, especially as a friend and a fan. Like, I enjoy that you're taking the chance and doing something cool with it all. Like, and so that's what I really appreciate about it all. Like that people are actually chasing their dreams and doing it and making things happen. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's exciting
for sure. So you can find all of Jessica's work on we got what the website is jessicahitchcock.org. Get a little head over there, and are we able to purchase pieces through the website too?
Yep. I do have a checkout area through the website, so I have originals, prints. I have some products where my artwork is on notebooks or totes, clutches, and things like that, even calendars. So,
do you find too have you gotten a start like I know like some musicians and they get our endorsement deals with products and stuff sometimes. Like, are you able to do that as an artist? Like, do paint companies or any of that kind of stuff talk to you? Like,
not yet,
but
the opportunity will be there.
Yeah. Well, maybe let's put it out there. Like, maybe they'll hear about you on here and help you out. But I just think that'd be kind of cool too. Like, I see guitar, they want you to play their guitars or whatever. I don't know if maybe certain company give you some brushes or something like that.
That'd be fantastic.
Any of that stuff would be cool. So
it's needed.
I keep open. There's a little deal maybe possible. I don't want to jinx anything, but I had some people talk to me about maybe get me a microphone, and stuff. And I was like, yeah,
all right,
I'll take a free microphone. That'll be cool.
Yeah, you bet.
So yeah, like. It would be, but it's fun. It's just like, you put it out there and people want to help you out too. So like, that's exciting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So and you can find Jessica also on Facebook and Instagram where you have lots of pictures of all your work. I noticed you've been doing the videos,
like the time lapse,
yeah, time lapse
videos. Yeah. And I realized that when a lot of the artists that I follow, you don't always get to see artists creating. You see maybe the beginning or the end process of it, but really to watch the artist create and see how it comes about really is neat. And it's even better when you can make it in hyper speed, so you don't have to sit there for right. 2 days and watch it.
Yeah.
So when I saw other artists doing that and I really enjoyed it, I thought, well, that's a really great idea. That would be great to be able to share my process in a sped up way so people could see the beginning, blank canvas, all the way to the very end. So I've been doing more of those, and I have a better camera as well that's allowing me to do that, because for a while there I didn't really have the equipment that would let me do that. So now that I do, I'm trying to crank them out there.
Sure. Well, I agree. Like, it is just fun to see the process. Like, I had a buddy, Dave, was doing, he's a tattoo artist by trade, but he does like a lot of sketch work, and like, it was just amazing to see him, like, this whole thing come to life on, on a sketch like that. And like, and then you see the final product just like you're doing too. It's like, it's just really neat to see the process. And then of course, not having to wait for several hours or whatever, whatever it might take sometimes. But yeah, well, the one that really gets me online is the ones where like they paint it like upside down and then they just like spin it.
Right.
And it's like, whoa.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Mind blown, man. Like, so that's
I agree.
That stuff's crazy. But yeah, so get involved online. See some more of Jessica's work out there. Obviously, we've keeping busy on there, trying to let everybody know what you're up to.
Yeah, thank you.
But we do have some shows. I guess you're going to be setting up, and you got a couple that you're painting live, which I think is very exciting. But do you do a lot of like galleries and stuff? Do you do that kind of stuff too?
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
My work, my business has more so transitioned to more live paintings. I have started painting weddings as well, so I paint live at weddings
Nice.
and things like that. And that my first one is in August, so I'm very excited about that. So I would say more of my business is commissions and live painting events. I do show in coffee shops and things like that. I do pop-ups. I really enjoy that, and art fairs as well. But not so much in the gallery scene as anymore.
Yeah. Well, you which is one reason why I contacted you about doing live too, because like I was at my buddy's Skyburnt White did a concert, and it was a big CD release party, and they were trying to make it more of a real cool event and everything. And they brought in again with my buddy Dave's shop, his Ink Spot, and a couple other tattoo artists that worked there, Robbie and Nicole, came along and started. They sketched this whole thing out on this giant canvas on stage and painted it live while the bands were playing. And I was just like, that's the first time I really had seen something like that. And I was like, this is really cool. And I was like, so I got to thinking like, and I knew you were working doing this, and I was just like, it could be really something special to bring in live art along with the live music and everything else, bring it all together and really make it a cool community event. So
Yeah, just an event of creativity.
yeah, definitely. So so when I hit you up along with my party, you're going to be celebrating 5 years of Rock Paper Podcast with us on June 22nd at Broadway Oyster Bar. And we'll have live art from Jessica. We'll have live music from Amanda Fish Band and Tony Campanella and Odds Lane, and all kinds of great food.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. These are always a whole lot of fun every year. This is the 5th one, so it's like I keep trying to step it up. And so this will be the first time we're adding live art. So I'm really
All right. Well, I'm honored to be part of it. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, this is going to be cool. So, but you do have another one right before that. I probably should have told that one first, but I got excited. So. But June 8th, you're also doing a live painting. And where's this event at?
So this is at Paisley Boutique. It's in Webster Groves. It's a locally owned boutique down there. And I currently have my artwork there. I'm the featured artist for May and June. So I have different events with them going on. So the one that you mentioned, I'm painting live, and my husband will be there playing acoustic music. And I know they'll have some drinks from the local place that's about 2 doors down. So it'll be a really nice event.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And that guy, Matt, he's pretty good too.
He's very good, yes. He's quite talented.
We should note that Matt's also in the room.
He is in there. He's listening to me.
That'll be a really fun night for sure. And
That'd be good.
is that a free event, or is there
It is free. Yep,
Yeah,
it's free
nice.
to the public. So just come, pop in, and check out what they have in the shop, the artwork that I have there on display, and again, nice to sit and relax. And
What do you now like at the end of this event when you finish the painting and everything? Do you are you going to sell it
Yes.
to the crowd that night?
Yep, it is available for purchase.
Yeah.
So I did a pop up at West Elm maybe a month ago, and that one was actually purchased. The one that I
Nice.
painted live. So yep, they are available.
Yeah, very cool. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's and yes, it might go home with a brand new one of a kind.
Absolutely, you can
piece
watch
of
it be created.
Yeah, a piece of original art. Yeah, that'll be. We again, like I've never done any them. We have my paintings on the wall. They're not nearly as good as yours, but Stacy's father, he was used to paint quite a bit, and so we have a couple of his originals on our our fireplace, and it's just like, I don't know, it really adds a lot to a room to have some have some original artwork and stuff, and especially when you know the people, they're a friend of
Absolutely.
yours and stuff. You can tell the story about it and all that kind of things.
Yeah, well, even still, I collect St. Louis
Yeah.
artist artwork and some others around, but it's nice. There's something special about having original artwork and being able to tell an artist's story.
Right. So you got to like know these people personally too, or are you just a fan?
Yes, well, I
Yeah.
actually do. This is John Blair. These are actually both of
Okay.
his. And Mia at Midnight, and this one I can never remember the name, but I fell in love with the name, and that's why I was drawn to it.
Right.
But yeah, so I actually have 2 of his paintings in my studio that I own, and they're my prized possessions. I just really enjoy him as a person and his artwork, and he's a friend of mine. So yeah, it really is special to actually have his work in my creative space too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, very cool. So again, June 8th at Paisley
Paisley Boutique.
Paisley
Yep, you're
Boutique.
right.
And then June 22nd, Broadway Oyster Bar. But June's a big month for you. We got, and you're also going to be featured in St. Louis magazines, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yep, the June issue of St. Louis Magazine. I have a feature in there. I have an interview. They came and took photos of me in my studio. I was
Nice.
creating and also with some of my artwork. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's I was featured in St. Louis magazine last summer for their A-list awards, which was like
Awesome.
insane. It was a whole that was
Next
wild.
level.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know how that happened. Like but I'm really grateful that it did. People believe in the show enough to want to call it best podcast in St. Louis and stuff. So like it really meant a lot. But that whole thing, I mean, like being featured in a magazine and having my name in print and all that was like a whole new world
It's
for
legit,
me.
yeah.
So it was pretty wild. So I know a little bit of what you're going through. Like it was it was really cool moment to have somebody that wanted to put your name in the paper or magazine or whatever. Just say anything is like feels good.
Yeah, it does. And
So-
to tell my story and my transition in work and what I'm working on, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. So pick up a copy St. Louis magazine coming to a newsstand near you or wherever online and stuff. Yeah. I actually have a subscription now, so it's cool that it comes right to my door. So
That's very nice.
yeah. But yeah, keep an eye out for that for sure. Well, along with being an artist, I know you are obviously a music fan.
Yes.
Which is where we, mutual connection we already made through supporting live music and stuff. And this is more of I don't do a lot of, actually, I believe you're the first painter, artist on the show and
great.
stuff. So I don't do a lot of this kind of conversations. Most of it's music centered and, but I thought it'd be kind of fun if you maybe brought a couple of records along.
Yes.
And we talk about some of your favorite music that you've been listening to and this kind of stuff. A nice little kind of also get to know a little bit more about you personally, and like what, some of the music and everything else. I know just knowing you and Matt, you guys are big into vinyl, and you got the record player going. They had it going when I got here, which was it was cool. So, but I guess one of your most recent purchases is Dan Hubbard.
Yeah, that's correct. That's actually what we were listening to when you walked in, too.
Yes.
So Dan Hubbard, he is an artist from Bloomington, Illinois, and he's fantastic at guitar. He just put out a new album called Attention. And so we went to see him at the Duck Room at the Blueberry Hill. He's doing like a release album tour. So he was here maybe 2 weeks ago. And we picked it up and saw him, and it's it's just highly recommended. He travels around, and we've known him for a while, and he's always a great show, a great act to see. And this new album is definitely his best. I mean,
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. You when did the obsession or becoming a fan of vinyl, was that Matt or you guys, or were you listening to a lot of vinyl before you guys?
No, actually, we have friends, David and Stephanie Kirkland. They're friends of ours, and we'd go over to their house and have dinner, and they had vinyl. And I don't know what it was, but we took to it, and it's just, there's something about having the music physically in the room, being able to touch
Sure.
it and change it and having to switch the sides. I don't know, it's a new experience rather than it just being electronic, but physically having the music in the room with you is really neat.
Yeah,
And so we took to it 10.
I agree. I mean, I know just the whole thing, like you're saying, going to pick it out, going home and unwrapping it and reading the liner notes and everything. Like it's just like that whole process compared to just going on your phone and clicking download and whatever. Like, I mean, yeah, there's convenience for sure, but there's that whole experience. Like, is really like, it's a lost art for sure. Like, I mean, obviously a lot of people are still, there's been definitely a huge resurgence in vinyl, but I still love going to the, we got a bunch of great record stops around town. So
absolutely.
I still love going there, but most of my records I end up buying are at shows. Most of my friends that, most of the artists I'm listening to support vinyl. So, there's a lot of records at the shows. I actually just picked up Patrick Sweeney's the other day. He
Nice.
did this little live house concert kind of thing, and and then he did a re-release of his first debut record from 20 years ago.
Oh, that's neat.
Re-released it on vinyl. So
That's really special. And that's nice that it's having this resurgence. So when you see artists, they have that available for you now.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, this whole thing, it's cool. I really have a lot of fun with the vinyl. I don't actually get to spin them as often as I'd like. I need to upgrade my equipment, but it's still a lot of fun. Like I said,
get record players in cars.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Take it on the go. But do you have a particular track from Dan you want to throw on here? Is there one that speaks to you?
I really like "Ain't No Fountain."
From the day he learned to drive, said I'm gonna make $1 million by the time I'm 25. He pushed away his family and friends, said I don't have time for you, but when I get up to the top I might throw you a crumb or two. A couple deals went south, he lost everybody's trust. Now he's 45 and lonely, getting by like the rest of us. Yeah, we ran into each other just a couple nights ago. When I asked him how's it going, man, he said there ain't no pot of gold. Ain't no fountain, ain't no pot of gold. Ain't no fountain, ain't no pot of gold. Listen, brother, don't know what you've been told. Ain't no fountain, ain't no pot of gold. No, it was a different story. He didn't care about the green, no. Just for everyone to know him, see his name up on the movie screen. Carrie was a sweetheart, only woman he ever loved, no. She didn't care if he made it or not, had his back from day one. But 10 years in the backseat, all she wanted was a ring. But he just couldn't commit, always holding out for some better thing. She wasn't getting any younger, now she's married with 2 kids. All these chances came and went, man, and it ain't coming back again. Cause there ain't no fountain, ain't no pot of gold. Ain't no fountain, ain't no pot of gold. Listen, brother, don't know what you've been told. There ain't no fountain, ain't no pot of.
It was last year we were in Duncan Manor and I showed my artwork in this manor, and he did a house concert there. And so he was there and I heard that song, and I don't know, it was just the environment, and we were sitting on the the stairs to this mansion, and it was just a beautiful setting. And the show that he put on was just so emotionally moving. And hearing that song, I don't know what it is, but I just really took to it. It's just about, he did tell the story. It was someone that he knew, and that they wanted to, go out, and kind of told everyone bye and not going to see you anymore. I'm going to go out and make all this money. And then over time runs into this person, and he's saying there's no fountain, there's no pile of gold or no pot of gold. And it's just kind of, I find it as a story of appreciating what you have, who you're with, and, what's around you. And instead of striving for all of the material things that don't make a difference in the end. So
yeah,
that's how I took it.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. Do you listen, do you put on a lot of the records when you're painting, or do you need it quiet, or what goes into, where you set the scene for painting and everything?
So it's kind of a blend. There are times I do put on records, but and it's never quiet. I'm always listening to music when I'm painting. It's just the way that it is. And my paintings are very bright and vibrant and colorful. And you could see there's just a lot of movement and motion in them. And a lot of the music I listen to is very active and bouncy and energetic. So, and I think that's what translates through the painting. So while I do listen to a lot of records and always music, it's generally very uppity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If that's one way to put it. I don't know, just very energetic music.
Sure. Yeah. So do you there's like dance breaks in the middle of your painting?
There are actually. Yeah. Quite often, yes. Very often dancing. So when I'm doing live events, obviously not at weddings, but when I'm doing live events where it's kind of a party atmosphere, I do feel myself kind of, enjoying my music. I'll have my headphones in and
right.
Kind of bouncing around a little bit.
Yeah. That's one of my, when I was doing more evening work, I don't get to do it as often anymore, but when I used to work evenings, and I pretty much be by myself down my hall, I put my headphones in and I just, dance and sing. And I used to listen to a lot of comedy too, and I just start cracking up, and I imagine because nobody else could hear, but just see me cracking up, laughing, and I just imagine what people think that was going on, and what I'm listening to and stuff, because I was just putting on a show. But it was a lot of fun, man. But I love that, just putting on the music and let it move you and let it inspire what it does and all that. So it's that's what I love about music for sure. It's it just helps the creativity and what it can inspire and everything. Even just like you're saying, listening to a dance song and stuff kind of moves you to some other way. So
yeah,
yep.
It's a gift.
Yep, music inspires me every day. There's it's my motivation a lot of times for just for getting up. Sometimes you need that song to help crank you up in the morning and stuff.
Absolutely.
And things. So there's I feel like there's music for everything. It's
No, I agree.
So, what's we got another one? You said
yeah. So
what else we got?
So I do have Tristan. She's a female artist, and she came to, I saw her at Vintage Vinyl. So she was there maybe about a year ago. And then she's also played at the Duck Room at Blueberry Hill. And she's a great act. So I always seem to have her on. If I'm starting the record player and I get to pick the record, this is usually the record that I'm also picking, because I just really enjoy her stuff. It's Summer Waves, or Sneaker Waves, sorry. Her font's funny, but it's a great record, so that's highly recommended.
Is that what kind of music is that more into?
It's
kind of a rockier,
kind of
pop rock, psychedelic pop rock.
Yeah, like a pop rock. It's very catchy.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at articulating music. I just know I like it.
I'm not good at that stuff either. But I don't know why I even ask sometimes, because I'm not either. But it's just. But that's what people kind of want to get an idea of, some sort of frame of reference of where they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I hate even trying to especially when I'm talking to artists. I don't want to box you into something. It's because so many people cross over many genres. So it's
no, absolutely.
But yeah, do you? Is there a particular track from Tristan you want to share? Maybe.
I honestly, I really like all of them. I mean, I really don't think I could pick one, because I know, and Dan's album is complete. So not that I picked one from Dan's. His whole album is great too. But yeah, I mean, Tristan's just another reason why I like records is the fact that you put them on and you listen to the whole thing.
Yep.
It's not picking one song here or one song there.
Sure.
It's really just fantastic all around.
All right. Well, I'll pick one. I'll do a
Glass jar.
We got Matt.
Glass jars, Matt's.
Matt's got picked. Glass jars.
Matt picks glass
There
jars.
you go.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. They're all assassins. They're all assassins. Hold your head high, never swing low. Don't look behind you. There's no one there. What would you do if I was standing right in front of you? What would you say? The same thing you said yesterday. I don't have to say goodbye. You don't get to see me cry. You put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. Yeah, you put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. Get a big God whether you like it or not. They're all assassins. They're all assassins. Chin up, buttercup, even when your ears are burning. Don't take the bait. Let the haters hate. What would you do if I was standing right in front of you? What would you say? The same thing you said yesterday. You don't have to say goodbye. You don't get to see me cry. You put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. Yeah, you put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. What would you do if I was standing right in front of you? Would you tell that lie if you had to look me in the eye? I don't have to say goodbye. You don't get to see me cry. You put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. Yeah, you put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. Yeah, you put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap. You put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap. You put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. You put me in a glass jar and tap, tap, tap to see how I move. Yeah, you put me in a glass jar to see how I
But that, I agree with you. Like that's going back to the whole thing. Like I love that there's not a skip button on it. Just it's a. But and that's the thing. Most of the records I do listen to, you don't want to skip anything anyway. So it tells the story. Not necessarily a concept record. That where it tells a story from beginning to end. But there was thought into putting them in a order for a reason and stuff and all that. So it's like there's a certain flows throughout the record of emotions and different things. So, if the artist took the time to put them in that order, I want to listen to them in that order.
Yeah, it's like their body of work that you have to appreciate it and definitely take the time to listen to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we we got all that music out there. We got, but we do have a bunch of shows. Again, we want you to come out to see Jessica live, and maybe she'll be listening to some of these songs in her headphones and dancing around. But June 8th, again, a live one, painting live at Paisley there, and Matt will be playing some guitar, which will be really exciting. And then June 22nd at Broadway Oyster Bar, again for the 5th annual Rock Paper Podcast birthday show. Gonna be a wild night. That's a late one too. Music starts about 10. I think you can come in there whenever, but we'll be set up and have probably doors around 8 or 9 or something like that.
Grab a cup of coffee beforehand.
Yeah, right. Then, but yeah, that's gonna be. I can't tell you. That's gonna be cool. I'm really excited about this, and just having you, and then having Amanda Fish, which is a real big deal to me. I don't know if you know Amanda yet, but she just won a BMA this year, Blues Music Award. So that's huge. So I'm really excited to celebrate with her. And then Tony Campanella, he's taken off, just charted with it. He's been around St. Louis a long time, but he just put out his debut record, and it charted on, I think last I saw was like number 6 on Billboard Blues charts.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So he's doing real well now, and he's out, getting a lot of attention for that. And then Odds Lane, they're getting ready to drop a new record the beginning of June, so they'll be have brand new material to share with us too. So
It'll be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting night for sure. So come on out to that show, and let's give them one more. You said you got,
Yes.
or we got 2 more.
Well, I do have 2 more, but I could pick one.
Okay.
And this was just a random find at the record store, but I really like. It's called Memories of Beale Street, Prince Gabe and the Millionaires. It's a very bluesy, interesting record. I think it's even signed by some of the artists. Like,
all right.
Sometimes when I go to the record stores, I'll just pick something that I have no idea what I'm going to get. And usually I pick winners, which is really funny. And this was definitely one of those that was very surprising, and I just fell in love with it. And it just has a lot of the blues music from, not exactly sure when, but
sure,
it's pretty awesome.
That's like you're saying, that's just a fun experience too. Like just to grab something at random, it's like, hey, this looks cool. Let's give this a shot. Mm-hmm. So there's a bit that I don't know how accurate it was. Obviously I think it was played up for comedic effect but Jimmy Fallon was doing a lot, like a similar kind of bit where they had like these random records. It was like the premise was like Oprah has her book club.
Oh yeah.
Well, he started this like music club, but it was like records that do not buy, and like so he would like always play these like really terrible songs from these records, and it's like, and some of them I think were fake, but so some of them definitely were real, but it was just funny that he had these records, and I'm like, the random art on the the covers and everything, and it was just like super funny, like just the fact that he like, I'm like, where did you even find these records? Like, how do you just like,
I don't know.
But that's the the gamble. Sometimes you can get something that's not very good.
It's a treasure hunt.
But when you hit that piece of gold like that, when you have something you really connect to, like, it's a lot of fun for sure. But that's one, even going to concerts, like, I always show up early because you never know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Then, the opening band, you might show up to, might have paid to see the headliner, but you get there early and you see the opening band and you're like, man, these guys are incredible.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. No, it's happened several times. You just connect with their music and they just sound phenomenal. And yeah, it's good.
You and Matt do go to quite a bit of concerts. Is there, besides, you said you obviously went to see Dan. Is there, is there anything else recently that you really caught your attention? As far as
I'm trying to think recently, we haven't had a lot of time recently, but I know within the past year we have seen a lot of good acts.
Yeah.
Like I like the Wild Reeds.
Right.
They're an all-girl band, and I believe they're based out of LA, but they're great. So when they come through town, don't miss them. We saw Ray LaMontagne last year at the Peabody, which I don't think
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's
so good.
Yeah. Nico Case opened up for him, and she's fantastic, too. So we actually got her record as well. She's a record we listen to.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if he announced the St. Louis date, but I did see a bunch of Ray LaMontagne dates coming this summer, but I don't recall a St. Louis date yet.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. That was probably one of my top 5 live shows I've seen.
I haven't got to see him live yet. I didn't make that happen because I love his stuff and he's very talented. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it sounds good.
I might take a drive to Kansas City if I have to or something, catch a show this summer. But yeah, keep an eye out. I don't know Nico Case. I know the name. I don't know much.
I didn't know a whole lot about her. I know she's been around for a while, and I heard that she put out a new record that was the best one yet, and so we got it, and it really is a very solid record too. So it really is her best one, because I've also listened to some of her, older stuff, and it's good, but this one really, she hit the nail on the head with this one.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, right on. Well, there's a couple of music picks from Jessica. Get a little more into what she listens to when she's doing all this stuff, and but we so what's the next step as far as is it a lot, just obviously more sales and more live shows and stuff? Is there a certain goal you have for yourself with this?
Yeah, I do have a lot of goals, and I do have a lot of things, especially for this year. One of the main things that I put aside for 2019 was really to paint at weddings and to paint at more weddings. So that was, I only try to pick maybe 2 main goals, and that was definitely one of them. And so it's nice that that's coming to fruition, and I'm painting at a wedding in August to these fabulous people. Yeah, that they're great. So looking forward to that. So just a little bit at a time, because, man, you could do everything. Sure. Everything, needs attention, but definitely, making more art. I'm doing a lot of commissions. I do have some commissions for the new Siteman Center that I'll be creating over the next month or so for their North County location. So I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. But that's really the main focus.
Is there any sort of like a bucket list thing, like where you would like, if I could just get my art hanging in some place or whatever it is, or is there a certain thing that really is like, you dream about kind of thing?
Yeah, there's a couple things I dream about. One is definitely creating a mural. That's something. I have painted murals inside people's homes before, so I've painted maybe 3 murals. But to do an outdoor mural really is my goal and my bucket list. That's the number 2 thing that I'm working on for 2019.
Nice.
So definitely painting a mural, and it would also take that further to paint a mural in another country.
Yeah,
would be really awesome. So those are my bucket lists.
I just mentioned going to Kansas City, and I went to see Ray, maybe possibly, but I also just went up there to see Lucas Nelson at Knuckleheads. It was a cool little venue right outside of town, and they do like, I don't know, it's wild. They got like 3 stages going, like they have an indoor, like kind of this little honky tonk kind of saloon type of feel inside, and then they got like a big like patio outside that's like a Fast Eddie's type of feel out there. And then they recently bought a automotive garage next door and took that over and made it a venue, and they call it the garage, and it still has the garage, cool. the doors and stuff that roll up and all that. And but anyway, on the outside of the garage, they painted a big old mural of all these artists that have passed. Obviously there's Stevie Ray Vaughan and Prince and Greg Allman and Dwayne Allman and I don't know, just the list goes on, but like all these greats that have passed. And it was like, so I got to sit there and like kind of study it, like while we're waiting for the doors to open. I got to I had plenty of time to sit there and look at it, and it was just like, it was really fascinating just to have that kind of big old mural there. But that would be really a nice treat to be able to paint that on somebody's building or side of a wall somewhere or in the city and stuff. And have you seen the stuff at Oyster Bar? Have you been down there recently?
Not recently, but I do know that they have a lot of murals. I've seen the ones outside, but I haven't been in a while.
They got the stuff on the outside there. I think Killer Napkins did that.
Oh, really? His work is phenomenal. I know that he has work at Alpha Brewing Company, and which is a fantastic mural that he did in there. And I painted next to him live at a fundraising event called
nice.
Wall Ball for Artscope 2 years ago.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that would definitely be a real nice treat to have your work
thanks.
wall or your work, celebrated like that on a wall somewhere.
I'd be honored. Yeah,
let's make it happen.
All right.
I feel like if you say it and you put it out there, then you never know what could happen.
Exactly.
So that's why I feel like it's good to say some of those things out loud, and then kind of maybe it might be a self-fulfilled prophecy or something. It's like you never know what could happen. Yeah, right. So again, you can head over to jessicahitchcock.org. You can purchase some stuff there. You can get involved socially on Facebook and Instagram. We've got a lot of things happening. Again, come out live. And at the live stuff, you said there's other paintings there. You can, along with what you're painting live, there will still be other stuff for purchase. So if you want to bring home some original artwork, check out Jessica's work. So
Absolutely.
This has been incredible. I've been having a lot of fun here.
Thank you. I'm enjoying myself too. This is good.
I really appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you being a part of the birthday party.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you.
That's going to be cool again. Yep. Hopefully we'll have a bunch of video and pictures and all kinds of stuff. And then hopefully somebody will be going home with a piece of original art that night too. So
absolutely.
But yeah, I really thank you all for having me over in your home, having me in the studio and stuff. This has been cool. So
yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you, Matt. And and I'll see you all real soon.
All righty.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.